All right, now we are ready. So let me check the sound.
Come on, okay.
Okay, the sound is there, so we can start. So, for those that do not know me, my name is Hightech, and on these live streams, I talk about what just happened today in the cryptocurrency market. What I think about it regarding 11 years of my experience in this space, and so I give you my take. And yeah, in the meantime, I explain what high-tech meme coin is and why you might be interested in it. So, Jesus is king, and let's go. Let's start. Let's switch the screen. And yeah, if you guys have any questions, you write me in the live chat. I should see it here. But you must be subscribed to the channel. If you're not subscribed, then you will not be able to write anything. So, because otherwise I would get a lot of bots, writing stuff that nobody's really interested in. So yeah, it's quite an interesting day, I think. Altcoins started to do something, as you see here, and here and there, of course, not all of them. Bitcoin was dipping in the first half of the day. Now it's having a little bit of a rebound. So yeah, when it comes to these coins that are performing today, I'm actually in a trade on them. Like for example, NIL. I've got no idea what it is, but I know my systems allocated a little bit of my capital into it. Here we have the buy signal that was generated as plus 18% in profit. Right now, WCT I also traded. Funny enough, I mean it's traded by my systems. This one is not as nice, but it's in profit too, so plus 11%. And the entry could be a little bit better here, but don't judge. Don't judge the winner, they say. And STRK, it actually gave me a double, so plus 100% trade. But this one was in course for quite a lot of time, since 7th of November. So that would be 10 days, right? And just today, I mean, according to my calendar, according to your calendar, it's 9 days. No, actually 9 days, sorry. This is actually 9 days. But I'm time zone, not calendar. So yeah, so here initial investment was withdrawn, half of the trade stayed, half of the value of this position stayed in this trade, and if it goes another 100% from here, same will happen. Half will get taken off the table, half will remain. So this way I can, let's say, enjoy this rally practically forever. If it rallies forever, so of course will not happen because no asset goes up forever against any other asset, unless that any other asset goes to zero, then yes. But yeah, so far so good. So even though we are currently in pretty harsh conditions in the altcoin realm, let's say, as you see, it was still possible to make some buck here and there. And in my opinion, we are just starting, to be honest, because crypto fear and greed index across the board is very low for last couple of days, very very low, extremely low. So for example, alternative.me, the oldest fear and greed index for crypto, at 10, CoinMarketCap 18, but that was from yesterday, 15th actually, and from 16th, let me refresh it. Let's see what's the sentiment now. 17, so even lower. Oh wow, even lower. And what about the alternative.me? 14. This one, okay. So on CoinMarketCap is slightly lower, on alternative.me is slightly higher, but still extreme fear. And some prominent figures have capitulated on the market. To name one, I actually mainly have on my mind Arthur Hayes. Apparently, Nobler, Crypto Nobler, posted that Arthur Hayes dumped all of his crypto, and he is showing on-chain proof of that. He dumped literally all of his crypto. God knows what he has seen, what he has heard, but he literally got rid of all of it, right? And Arthur Hayes, if you don't know, he is an ex-CIO of BitMEX. I think BitMEX was the first exchange offering futures trading on crypto. So, one time it was a huge exchange. Now it's somewhere down the ranking on a far place in the ranking, in the ranks. But yeah, once it was very big, right? So, and Arthur Hayes here, he had quite few good calls, let's say on his record. Like, for example, he was bullish when he's supposed to be bullish this cycle, but I think he's exiting prematurely, to be honest. I don't think he's making a good move. Maybe he will, reflect a little bit upon that decision sometime soon. But yeah, as of yet, as of now, I think FUD just kicked in a little bit too strong. So yeah, by the way, let me quickly check. Am I ready? Oh yeah. Yes. For a second, I thought like maybe I did not switch the screens, but I did. So yeah, Crypto Noble is asking, is it really over? It cannot be over because the fear is just too great, and bull markets always end with popping champagne bottles, and not with tears and and depression, and throwing yourself from a tall building. It never starts like that. So actually, the opposite. The sentiment that we've seen so far is actually telling us probably the bear market that we've seen on altcoins is ending. Literally, it is ending right in front of our eyes. Yo-Yo says, is Zcash just a scam? No, Zcash is definitely not a scam, Yo-Yo. It's definitely not a scam, but it's not as big as probably some of influencers make you believe. Probably not as big. But I would never call it a scam. I would never call it a scam. It's not as good of a privacy coin as Monero is, but it's definitely not a scam. So no worries. But continuing here, yeah, I think just FUD kicked in slightly too hard in this case, and that's it. Because the conditions required for a bear market to start are definitely not met. At least not yet. Okay, maybe we will get a rebound, some sort of a solid bounce, and then people will start to get overly optimistic, and then on the second pullback of the market, they will not be feeding anymore, even though the chart leans a little bit too heavy to the downside. And if that's the case, then, and I see on my algorithm certain things I will be first one to tell you that this looks scary. This looks scary, and we might be entering a bear market right now on Bitcoin, because on altcoins, I mean, all of this, market configuration, it makes me think more and more that if we are about to see a bear market on Bitcoin, then probably it will be due to pumping altcoins. So Bitcoin, maybe Bitcoin at top 50 will be uh, sponsoring the rest of the market that has not seen their respective bull markets yet. That's a possibility. That's a possibility, because this is money literally laying on the table, ready to be taken. And, someone was accumulating all of those coins, because most of it have seen prices so low that were never seen before. Right? I mean, just to mention, for example, Polkadot. Okay, Polkadot is not at its lowest, but it's literally, if we exclude first 2 weeks from this picture, it actually looks like it's going to zero, like literal zero, right? Just look how high this chart was not so long ago, right, in 2022, and now it looks absolutely terrible. And many coins look like Polkadot, exactly like Polkadot, but they're literally at their all-time lows, right? If we do not take into account October Black Swan, right, where when many altcoins went minus 99% for a brief moment, right? So let's say with Candlebox, just looking at this all of these charts, turning of the weeks, they are at all-time lows left and right. There's many coins that are literally at their all-time lows with daily closes or weekly closes. So the sentiment is super low, market is super low. That means there is literally zero, almost zero, or even zero resistance for the price to rise up, because there is nobody really to stop it out. So this is a perfect scenario for market makers and big players that probably have been accumulating all of this market up until now. This is a perfect opportunity for them to pump prices, wait for average Joe to capitulate on those pumps, wait for bear's capitulation, and then dump on them, right? And trust me, after so many years, 4 years, it's been 4 years since, around 4 years since the broad altcoin market. So have seen anything resembling a bull market. So people probably will be neglecting any stronger moves for quite a while. At some point, all of them will capitulate into the pump, and that will be a perfect opportunity to just rip them off, right? So even here, for example, in this secondary pump of last bull market, many people, they were completely disbelieving what they see here. After this dump here, they assumed it was already a very similar vibe that we can see right now. Many people, they just accepted, they assumed, okay, we just started a bear market. It's going to be a bear market that will last 1 year, 2 years, maybe 3 years, and then slowly we will find the floor, find the ultimate bottom, and we'll start to pump. So when market started to rip off, people were thinking, no, this is a sacred rally. Just don't touch it. Don't touch it. This is it's going to die out quick. And it pumped by how much? on average, 300%, right? So that, and this is 300% in this case, right? In the case of this Discord, many coins pumped much more than that, much more than that. So this market setup that we are having now feels highly similar to how it was back then. So just don't be surprised. I'm telling you, just don't be surprised, because I mean, from market mechanics perspective, it's almost impossible for us to go lower. I mean, the only scenario that would work for the bears right now is some really thick black swan that scares the shit out of everybody, and even the big players, they don't really care how much they will pay in spreads. They really 100% they are convinced this thing is going to zero. If they keep holding it, they will lose all of it, and they have to convert it to cash as fast as possible. So I don't know what that would have to be to give them, high certainty. High certainty that is the inevitable destiny of the crypto market. I don't know, nuclear war or something among those lines. So, and I don't really believe we are anywhere in the vicinity of a threat that big. So, yeah, so that is why your chances of, if you are betting on the market to continue to do what it has been doing, your chances of getting it right are very tiny. I mean, it's not impossible, but generally speaking, judging by the odds, you are on the wrong side of the fence. So, yeah. If you guys have any questions, of course, ask me in the live chat about the crypto market. I don't know, maybe you want to ask about Hightech. Hightech is the only project I promote here. It's my meme coin. So, yeah. If you have any questions regarding this one, I will gladly answer. And the point of this meme coin, since this is the only project I promote here, is that it's such a stock market of my social media. So among other social media than this one, than this YouTube channel, also of this YouTube channel. So if you, for example, like the format, I don't know, you're vibing with me here, you think the popularity of this channel can grow, much greater than I mean, it's not a popular channel, it's a very niche YouTube channel for now. But if you think it has a lot of growth ahead of it, then probably you want to throw something at this market here, because it will correlate. It will correlate. It will get times of periods of decorrelation, of course. But the more my YouTube channels grow, the more this thing will be performing better, right? And this is actually my small YouTube channel. I got one like over 5 times bigger than this one, which I run in my mother tongue, right? In my first language, because of course English is my second language. So that's why at times I will say something, not exactly right from a grammar standpoint. But that information is definitely useful to take into consideration that this is a multi-dimensional game here. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions, let me know in the live chat, of course. And yeah, today I live stream for New York on my vertical version of the live stream, and I see there's very little visibility. I was expecting something better, to be honest. I don't know, maybe the hour is bad, because in New York is 19, which is 7 p.m. I'm European, so I use military time, 24 hours. Yeah, it's 20, so 8 p.m. So maybe just too early. Who knows? So let me go back to others chart. This chart, of course, is supposed to reflect, describe more or less how the overall outcome market is doing. It's not, it does not do the best job out of it, but this is the best we've got, so we have to work with it. And the best one would be totally 100, to be honest. If you pay for TradingView Premium, then you will probably see totally 100 in full length. So that one does much better job. I used to pay for TradingView Premium, but I got tired of it because it just offers me nothing. So, and it's like $700 a year. So it literally has no economical sense to me. Okay. So here, on the weekly, because we have just closed the weekly candle, like literally in UTC time, literally it's slightly over 1 hour ago. So here weekly, it looks a little bit scary. Maybe it would look a little bit scary if not the fact that we are literally sitting in this very, very thick zone of support and we are in the upper section of it. So that makes me think we should rebound here very aggressively. And on top of that, we just saw two very large sell-offs here. So that means this market is definitely oversold, meaning that we will have to see very, very solid reaction rally, which in the grand scheme of things probably will give us a cycle high on this chart. So I expect the rally that is about to be printed here, I expect it to exceed actually the rally we had here. So we will take out literally this local high with the rally that's about to happen here. So mark my words, okay? Mark my words. I told you about it. I told you about. I mean, many analysts they make a case for this head and shoulders formation, and that would mean we have to fall literally into this zone on this chart back to the levels from 2022/2023. I see it as something extremely unlikely to happen. That means the chances for that are not zero, but are very, very low. It can happen, of course, it can happen, but it's improbable. We will see it. We'll see it, actually happening. Much more likely, considering how oversold this market got, how bad the sentiment is, how easy it is to make money right now for market makers. Much more likely, we will see a huge rally across the board in the all crypto market, with exclusion of maybe top 50. So like Bitcoin, XRP, Cardano, all of those that already enjoyed their bull market. Solana, those maybe, just maybe, are not going to see much more growth from here. I will totally be not surprised. I won't be surprised if that's the outcome. If that's the outcome in upcoming couple of months, to be honest. So yeah, we are slowly approaching end of November, and so far we haven't seen anything bullish happening. Actually, slightly the opposite. But worry not, because first of all, one of the most bullish weeks of November are in the second part. That's first, and on top of it, December also can be very bullish. So yeah, so that is why That is why I still think we have a very, very decent chance of getting it much sooner than anybody expects. So guys, if you like the channel, subscribe, of course, give me a like. Don't forget to subscribe if you think, and if you think this channel has chances of um, of becoming, I don't know, significant in the crypto space, then you should definitely be interested in my meme coin, which I treat as my personal stock market. You will find a link to it in the live chat, and also in the description section of this live stream if you watch it on YouTube or Rumble. If you watch it on X, for example, then just go to my bio and you will find the mint address there. And by mint address is actually fairly simple to find it. And I think where this market is at right now, I think this is a very good buy opportunity, in my opinion. If you allocate, let's say right now, and wait like a year or two, probabilities are sky high. You get really, really positively surprised. That's my opinion. So what else do I want to add to it? Probably not much. I think I have said everything. And there is a little bit more of signs that we should be doing very well. I mean, not only because some of the very renowned figures of the space are capitulating. This one it comes to me as one of the biggest surprises, because Arthur, in my opinion, is not stupid. That guy is definitely not stupid. For example, he called for Zcash, right? That is going to. He said it would rally, right? And it did rally, and it did rally really, really nicely, like 12x. Since he started to talk about it, it went up literally like to 12x. But there is one tiny thing to take into account in that case, which is Arthur is actually a very big account on X. So you cannot entirely, let's say, discard that maybe he just pumped it with the way, with how bullish he was on the coin with such large following. He would literally, I mean, he has the potential to cause pumps of that magnitude. So maybe that was it, right? I mean, Zcash had also a halving, so that's a catalyst too. On top of that, a large account was shilling Zcash for quite a long time in person of Arthur Hayes. So, those two could do the job. Could have done the job. Sorry, okay, but let's discuss other things I prepared here. So, Bitcoin Manger, for example, he was pointing out that there was a large sell wall in order books on Binance, and after the dumpage got stopped out, a buy wall popped up, right? And but to be more precise, when he posted about, it's not like he posted about it and we started to reverse. No, it did not happen like that. It actually kept going lower for like, I think, few hours, couple of hours. But so far it looks like I think we have found the bottom. I mean, whenever we get moves like that, we never really know where it is going to get stopped out. One thing that gives me 100% of certainty that we will not see minus, I don't know, 50% from here is the sentiment. It's just too bad. It's definitely way too bad for it to happen, because like I mentioned previously, the big players it means the big players have to pay huge spreads, and nobody wants to pay spreads, right? So listen, if big players they want to withdraw from the market, they do not do it like this. What what they do then is they shield it, they prop it up, they cause a pump, they provoke people to make a pump, deliver liquidity, right, in the order books, uh, make them create those limit buy orders on spot market, and then they dump into them aggressively, right? And when there is optimism, so they extinguish the optimism, like I don't know, they put it off like a cigarette, right? So this is definitely not how they do it. So that to me personally it gives me a very high degree of certainty we will not see a huge crash from here. That will be something very, very weird. Like um, I explained before, only one scenario grants us a minus 50% dump from here. Some kind of a black swan that literally equals to, I don't know, nuclear war coming soon, right? That's the only scenario. So just, I don't know, estimate yourself how likely that is. Probably very unlikely. Okay, allow me to clear it up a little bit. Okay, let's discuss the rest of slides. I prepared. This one is also quite interesting from Crypto Gems, Season 3.3.0. So he's comparing here how charts, including altcoins, were behaving in 2022, 2021, and currently. I'm not sure which chart that one is. I think it's total 2. But yeah, definitely we can identify certain patterns here that it indeed looks alike, and those time frames are different, of course, because the one on the right I think is daily, and the one on the left I know that is maybe weekly. I don't think that is daily. I don't think those are the same time frames, but probably. But it makes sense. It just makes sense, and especially with the sentiment as bad as it is right now. This sort of sentiment is perfect for a bottom of a bear market. Absolutely perfect. And what I think what maybe is the most misleading is that others chart it doesn't really look like altcoins didn't have anything, didn't have any sort of a bull market. Here it looks like they had a little bit, right? Like it was just a weak cycle. But in reality, if you look at totally 100, which I cannot display here because the TradingView will not show it to me in full shape. If you can access it, if you look at it, you will realize it looks nothing like this, right? It looks kinda like this. So altcoins, vast majority of altcoins have not seen any kind of a bull market since 2021. So this is super important to remember about it. Yeah, here there is a bullish divergence on high tech, which is my meme coin. Just showing you, just telling you guys, get yourself just a little bit before it's too late. That's it. It just $1 or $2, it will still be money. sometime soon. Same as I was saying and telling people when this one was costing $1, literally $1. Those that bought it for $1, $2, $3 back then, it went up to 307, right? So out of $1, it was possible already once it was possible to make $307 here. And I'm telling you, this is still very early, very, very, very early. So just do as you please. So here, this one is Crypto Goose, and here he shares with us that Michael Saylor already communicated he will be buying some more Bitcoin tomorrow, or today, depending on your time zone. In my case, it's already today because it's Monday in my time zone. So yeah, that's definitely good news, right? This is again from the Crypto Goose. He shows us how the order book looked like, what was the proportion of people selling and people buying, and yeah, this one screams short squeeze quite visibly. And I will not be surprised if Bitcoin sees a large short squeeze within, I don't know, hours, days at most. I think the risk of a powerful short squeeze right now is turbo high. It's very, very, very elevated. And yeah, and this one is Crypto Fear and Greed Index from yesterday. But here also a stock market Fear and Greed Index is taken into account, and it's also at extreme fear. And by the way, speaking of TradFi, here is SPYX, which is tokenized version of SPY on Solana, on Raydium, so the same exchange as my meme coin. And here, as you see, this one trades 24/7. Unlike the real stock of SPY, but throughout its existence, this tokenized version is proving that it gives us a very good insight into what TradFi is actually, how TradFi is going to open on Monday. If for example Saturday, Sunday is green and early Monday is green, then it gets the opening right. So that as a tool is super useful. I highly recommend you to remember it SPYX. Check it on whichever website that allows you to look into Solana coins on dexes, like Dex Screener, for example. And you can literally, thanks to this one, you can find out, you can learn what is actually the mood of TradFi throughout the weekend, right? Because normally they don't trade, right? But here they can. I mean, at least some small part of TradFi. And as you see, Saturday was green, Sunday was very, very, very slightly red, and as we speak, for now, Monday is green. So probably will open much higher than we closed on Friday, because as you see, Friday was not the best of the days. So it's looking good. It's looking good. So since TradFi is about to look good, that helps crypto too, and Bitcoin, of course. And on top of that, TradFi is also shitlessly terrified. So that also writes into what I've been talking about here. That whenever there is a very, very high level of fear, it's highly unlikely for the market to go down. Just historically speaking, it practically never happens. Structural. Okay, this one is just an ad. Unfortunately, Yeah, this is probably a scam. Highly likely a scam. So yeah, what else can I add? Okay, what about? Ah, this is James Wynn. He got liquidated. You probably know James Wynn, right? Um, you guys may not know it, but I I said I was telling on my live streams this guy will get liquidated when he was at the peak of his popularity. Why? Because I've been in this space for too long, and whenever whoever trades leverage, then I already know he's about to get liquidated. It's just a matter of time. Those guys always get liquidated. And I've seen it so many times you would not believe. Not even one survived. and, and yeah, I called it when he was at around 70 million. He had the maximum 76 million, almost 500,000, and he made it out of slightly below 500,000. And now, with his last trade, he got liquidated. As you see, it goes flat. As you see, he has no more open longs or shorts. And even though he got the short right, because I think he was shorting like from 103,000 or something like that. He got the short right. It helped him only for a brief moment, and later he got things wrong again, and now his account is at all time right at its all time low. So from this peak here at 76,490,000, this guy keeps losing and losing. He cannot get back his money, and he will not get back his money because it's just that's the way it is. That's the futures market trading. It will suck out everything from your pocket. It's just a matter of time. You should not trade on futures market. If you want to make money with trading, stick to spot. That's possible only on the spot market. And trust me, if you do it right, you will still make shitloads of money, because the assumption is that you cannot make money on spot. Um, that would come close to the money that you can make on futures market. That's a lie. That's a terrible lie, because compound interest, when you do things right, the compound interest quickly shows you that it's perfectly possible to make really, really impressive money just with spot trading. Oh yeah, so what else I prepared here? James Wynn. Oh, and GT score of high tech. So yeah, this one is also one to point out, definitely, because going Geeko terminal score, because that's what GT stands for. Actually, no, it's Geeko terminal score. Geeko terminal score is a 64, which is quite high, because many meme coins that you probably know about or heard about on Giga Terminal score, they sit lower than high tech, my meme coin, right? Here it shows holders 20, but that's actually not true, because if we go to Solana, to Zolscan, sorry, you will see that it's 82. So probably this one just does not take into small accounts, just has certain threshold to let's say admit who is a holder and who is not, above which it counts a holder. But yeah, what I'm happy about is that I finally made my meme coin gets recognition, because I mean, first of all, it's been in the existence for well over 7 months, so that alone should give it high score, because meme coins. I mean, if high tech was a scam, or were a scam, it would definitely not last 7 months. Okay, or over seven, close to. We are actually approaching 8 months. So Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy because it slowly starts to tell people the real story, right? That this is a real project. This is not any shady stuff. It's a real project with a real person behind. Unlike 99%, 99.99% of meme coins. So yeah. Okay, guys, allow me to end it here. Share, like, and subscribe. And remember, I live stream every day, mostly even twice a day. So, like I said, if you are vibing with me here, uh, consider subscribing to the channel. And thank you for your time, and I see you sometime soon.